guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I will be showing you how to set up a tarp or a fly sheet alone. Now, just to leave a disclaimer here, I am not at all an expert. There are so many other ways of doing it, and this is just one of the simplest ways, and it is how I do it, and it has worked for me so far. So yeah, just sharing with you guys. A tarp is always one of the most important components when camping. It gives you shelter, gives you a roof above your tent. Some people use it as a dining area, and some people just use it to create a space to hang out. So what I usually do is the simplest configuration. There are so many configurations out there, but what has worked for me so far is the A-frame, or what some people call the dining fly. It is basically just an A-shaped basic configuration, which is really simple to do. So these are the things we need. A tarp or a fly sheet, of course. What I have over here is 3 x 4.5 meter tarp, which is a perfect size for a 2-person tent. And over here I have a few little poles which can be combined to form longer poles. So for the A-frame tarp configuration, what I will need is 2 long poles. And over here I have a few heavy-duty packs, and we're gonna need 8 of these. A hammer, of course, or if you don't have a hammer, you could also use any random rock. And last but not least, a bunch of ropes or lines or cords, whatever you call them. And we are gonna need 8 of these. First of all, pick a good spot to set up your fly sheet, and then just grab your tarp and unfold it. By the way, if you have camping buddies who are super friendly and just want to play all the time, unfolding the tarp may take a while. Make sure the tarp is fully open and positioned properly. So once I've combined my poles, you could either use this kind, or there is another even better kind, which is a telescopic pole. If you have that, it will be even more convenient. So what I do is just slide this under, go put the upper end into the hole, and just keep it right there. Repeat the same thing on the other side. I personally prefer my tarp to be at an angle, so that if there's any rain, it would just flow down to the back of the tent. So I would like this to be the front of my tent, so I would actually make this pole slightly longer than the one at the back. So basically it's just the same thing. Slide this under and put this through the hole, and just leave it. What I'm going to do now is to attach the cords to all the holes in the tarp. There are a total of 6 holes in my tarp. So 1 rope attached to each angle, and then 2 ropes attached to each apex. 1 over here and 1 over there. How I do it is really simple. I basically use 2 types of knots. One is the simplest square knot, which I attach the rope to the tarp, and the other one, which is one of my favorite knots, is the taut line hitch. The taut line hitch is amazing. I basically learned how to do it from YouTube and I have loved it ever since. So firstly, I would attach the rope to the tarp using the simplest square knot. Nice and tight.
Now grab a tent peg and a hammer. Roughly estimate a spot to hammer the peg down based on the length of your rope or cord.
After I have estimated the distance between the tarp and the peg and hammered the peg halfway down, this is where the taut line hitch comes in. First of all, the cord must not be too loose or too tight. It has to be just in between, and that's where you start making the taut line hitch.
To do the taut line hitch, first pass the running end of the cord around the tent peg. Bring the running end over the standing part. Make a loop and bring it up from under. Make another loop and bring it up from under again. And this time, bring the running end towards you and make one last loop above the knot. And pull it through till it's nice and tight. And the taut line hitch is done. Now you're able to tighten your line or loosen it.
So now we repeat the same thing on all 4 angles. Square knot on this side and taut line hitch at the other end. Just halfway down, just in case we need to adjust the position later on. And now the taut line hitch. Now that we've got all 4 angles attached to the cords, it's time to move on to the apex, which is here and there. And for each apex, we're going to be attaching 2 ropes. So basically 2 ropes with a square knot each. Okay, this doesn't have to be super tight. As long as they stay in place, that would be good. These 2 ropes are each gonna be attached to a peg using the taut line hitch. And with 2 ropes supporting the apex, the structure will definitely be stronger. By the way, please ignore these 2 poles. They are in no way related to what we are setting up today. This is just the poles of my car side awning. So just imagine these 2 are not here. Eight ropes, 8 tent pegs, 8 square knots, and 8 taut line hitches. And now we're ready to erect our rain tarp. The advantage of having a taut line hitch is that you can increase or decrease the tension whenever you like. So now you can see that this is a little bit loose. With the taut line hitch, you get to increase the tension. So at this point in time, these two ropes do not have to be super tight. Right now, we just need to go over to the opposite side and put the pole up. It's pretty effortless. And now that we've got the basic structure up, it's time to tighten all the ropes.
And last but not least, it's time to hammer all the pegs down completely.
And that's it, guys. This is how I set up a tarp alone. And yeah, this is one of the simplest ways of doing it. There are so many other techniques and configurations. It's all about experimenting and trying new things all the time. Setting up a tarp is usually a team effort, but of course with the right technique, you can do it alone. So I hope you guys find this video helpful, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again soon.